Hi guys, today we're going to discuss Science Progression Class, Paper 1, Stage 7 from the year 2023 with me, student tutor. So the total duration for this paper is 45 minutes and total mark is 50. Let's get started. Now, number 1, this question is about cells. A. Draw a straight line to match each part of a cell to its correct function. Part of cell membrane, cytoplasm, mitochondria. Function: control the movement of substances into and out of the cell. Contain genetic information and control what happens inside the cell. Jelly-like substance, where chemical reaction happen, where most respiration reaction happened. Now timer starts. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. So cell membrane controls the movement of substances into and out of the cells. Cytoplasm, jelly-like substance, where chemical reaction happen. Mitochondria, where most respiration reaction happen. This is animal and plant multicellular organisms, and this is display for you to make it more clear. And we see this one here, that a cytoplasm is jelly-like substance, and that is for plant the cell wall, and also cell membrane beneath the cell wall, while animal only have cell membrane and no cell wall. Right, so now we see that this is the mitochondria, where the respiration happen here, and this is in the plant, this is the animal cells, and this is the cell membrane. Right. And besides that, there's differences between plant cells and animal cells. That plant cells, they have cell wall, they have one large vacuole here, you can see in blue, while animal cells, they have a small vacuoles, not a large one like the plant. Is this very small. And chloroplast, plant cell has chloroplast, which contain chlorophyll to do photosynthesis, while animal no chloroplast. So that's the difference. Alright, so that's it. We hope it's clear. Cell membrane control the movement of substances into and out of cells. Cytoplasm, gel-like substance, and mitochondria, the site of respiration. Alright, let's move on. Now we see 1b. Look at the diagram of a plant palisade cell here, and describe how palisade cells is specialized to allow it to photosynthesize. If you need some more time, you may pause this video. Let's check out the answer. Well, the palisade cell is specialized to allow photosynthesis. It has lots of chloroplast here, and which contain chlorophyll, which is a key component in photosynthesis. Function of chlorophyll is to absorb energy from sunlight. Alright, for this particular question, you may also have another possible answer. So if you answer about the large vacuole, that's also fine. There's a large vacuole, so the chlorophyll will be at the position of the edge of the cells and closer to the light. That's also possible. If you have any other possible answer, you please write down in the comment section. Who knows, your answer will help other viewers. Let's move on. Okay, 1c. Euglena is a single cell organism. Look at the diagram of an euglena here. Flagellum, eye spot, nucleus, chloroplast, cell membrane, and cytoplasm. Explain why euglena is difficult to classify as either a plant cell or an animal cell. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. If you need some more time, please pause this video. So it has both flagellum and chloroplast. So chloroplast belongs to plant cells and flagellum belongs to animal. Or another typical characteristic for animal cell, it has eye spot. Right? Okay. Let's move on. Let's check out number 2. This question is about materials. Draw a straight line to match each material to its correct description. Material, alloy, compound, element. Description: a pure substance containing the same type of atom. Next, a pure substance containing different types of atoms bonded together. Next, a mixture containing two different types of metal atoms. An impure substance containing the same type of atom. A substance containing atoms that are free to move. Let's check out the answer, guys. So this is the only possible answer. Alloy is a mixture containing two different types of metal atoms. Compound, a pure substance containing different types of atoms bonded together chemically. Element, a pure substance containing the same type of atom. Let's take a look at the explanation. Well, this is an element. You can see one same color, same type, and this is an element. Compound, which is an element. In here is a compound that is different type of colors of atom. This is the same element, sorry. So this is a same element, and this is a molecule. So let's say this is a hydrogen molecule. It's 2 atom H. So this is an element, molecule of hydrogen, example, and this is the, let's say, helium element. This is pure element, so only one type of atom. This two blue is hydrogen and hydrogen, example, and this is helium. This one is compound. It means two different types of atom or more. So let's say this one is water, HOH, so two different type of atoms. This one also you can say NaCl or HCl. Alright, now this is mixture. Mixture is not chemically bonded. This is a compound, and this is element. Mixture of compound and element. This is mixture of the same compound and element, and this is also a mixture of elements. Also, mixture is contain two or more different substances mixed but not chemically bonded, can be separated physically. So that is mixture. Right now, let's move on. So now we are in question 3. Sounds is reflected by hard surfaces. A. What is the name given to a reflected sound? Let's check out the answer, guys. So the answer is echo. Next, let's move to 3B. Alright, 3B, a ship is using sound to calculate the distance to the seabed. Here, the ship produces a sound. The sound travels to the seabed and it's reflected back to the ship. In water, sound travels a distance of 1,500 meters in 1 second. The reflected sound is detected after 4 seconds. Calculate the distance from the bottom of the ship to the seabed. Alright. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. So now we see that A is 3,000 meters. The sound is detected after 4 seconds is from the ship going to the seabed and back to the ship again. So 4 seconds is for 2 going and coming back. So we divide 4 seconds divided by 2, so it's 2 seconds. The distance from the bottom of the ship to the seabed, in here the sound travel in 2 seconds. So the distance is, since 1,500 meters is 1 second, so 2 seconds will be 1,500 times 2 is 3,000. So the distance is 3,000. Let's move on. Okay, guys, number 4. The solid outer layer of Earth is made of large tectonic plates. Here, look at the diagram showing a model of what happens when two tectonic plates meet. So in here we see, alright, now 7a, write down the name of two parts of the Earth that form this solid outer layer. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. So it's crust and mantle. Let's take a look of the layers of Earth. So we can see in here that layers of Earth here, the outer part is we call as crust. This is where we live, and then this is relatively thin compared to the layer below, that is mantle, and then below mantle is outer core and then inner core. But outer core and inner core mostly is iron and nickel, well, mantle and crust, they are rocky materials. Alright, let's move on. We are in 4b. Write down 2 different events that happen near the boundaries of the tectonic plates. Let's check out the answer, guys. So there's earthquake, volcanic eruption, and also fault mountains. Alright, so that is what happened near the boundary, or we may also say that tsunami may happen. And let's move on to the next one. Okay, guys, 4c, describe the strength and limitation of this model about the movement of tectonic plates. Let's check out the answer, guys. So for this one, the strength, it's accurate, you can say, and as it's visualized, says the what happened if 2 tectonic plates meet, and limitation, it does not show the speed of movement of magma. Okay, it only shows the direction, and then we hope it's clear. So fault mountain and also volcanic eruption, earthquake, that is what happened at the boundary. Let's move on. For number 5, the incomplete dichotomous key shows different features of vertebrates. Write words from the list in the boxes to complete the key. Amphibian, bird, fish, mammal, reptile, we have to put in these 5 boxes. Alright. Let's check out the answer, guys. So mammal is for the fur, feathers, bird, dry scaly skin is reptile for like crocodile, scales for fish, and no scales is amphibian. Here we go. This is a animal classification. Vertebrate classes, mammals. They have here warm-blooded, drink milk when they are babies like us. Birds, warm-blooded, have wings, feathers, a beak. Their babies hatch from eggs. Reptiles have scales, like crocodiles, breathe air, are cold-blooded, and usually lay eggs on land. Amphibians spend part of their lives in water and part on land, and they are cold-blooded. Fish live in water. They have gills to breathe, scales and fins on their bodies, and are cold-blooded. Alright, let's move on. Here you go, number 6. Chan tests some chemical with universal indicator. His results are shown on a pH chart. 1 to 14. Lemon juice, vinegar, bath, salt, floor cleaner, paint stripper. Use the pH chart to answer the question. A. Write down the pH of vinegar. Let's check out the answer, guys. So the pH of vinegar is a 4 here. Let's move on. Now 6b, paint stripper is tested with universal indicator. Write down the color of universal indicator after the test. Let's check out the answer, guys. What is purple? Paint stripper is pH of 14. The color is purple on universal indicator. Let's move on to 6c. Okay, pure water is neutral. Write down the pH of neutral solution. Let's check out the answer. Well, it's 7. 7 is neutral. Let's move on. So now D, which chemical in pH chart is most acidic? Alright. Let's check out the answer. Well, it's lemon juice. It has the lowest pH. Let's take a look of the universal indicator. Well, this is a pH scale with the color here from 0 to 14. So 14 will be purple here, and the most red will be acidic, strong acidic, weak acid, and neutral here, and going to blue and then purple. Okay, let's move on. So you have to remember this color. Okay, next. Okay, number 7, energy is transferred from one form into another. A, the diagram shows a television. Complete the energy transfer for television. Blank energy into 1, 2, 3. Pause this video if you need some more time. Let's check out the answer, guys. Well, it's electrical energy from here and converted into light energy, heat energy, and sound energy. Right, let's move on. 7b, a car transfers chemical energy in gasoline into thermal energy, sound energy, and kinetic energy only. The car transfers 100 joule of chemical energy into 70 joule of thermal energy and 10 joule of sound energy. Calculate how much chemical energy is transferred into kinetic. Let's check out the answer, guys. Well, it's 20 because 100 minus 70 minus 10 is 20. Because that is the word only in bold, it means we assume that the chemical energy is only transferred into thermal, sound, and kinetic. So they should total up to 1, 2, and 300. Alright, let's move on. Okay, let's move on to B part 2. Describe what happened to the sound and thermal energy. Let's check out the answer, guys. Well, the energy is dissipated and transferred to the environment. Alright, let's move on. Okay, guys, number 8. Look at the table showing the percentage of volume by volume of different gases in clean, dry air. Gas, blank. And then this is filled with oxygen. So, percentage by volume 78, and this one is blank. Complete the table with the name of the missing gas and missing percentage. Let's check out the answer, guys. So 78% is nitrogen that exists in dry, clean air, and then oxygen is 21%. So they total up to 99, and 1% is other gases. Alright, let's move on. Number 9. Donkeys made and produce new generation of donkeys. Horses made and produce new generation of horses. A male donkey and a female horse made and produce a mule, but mules do not produce offspring. Tick to show which of the animals are species: donkey, horse, mule, and explain your answer. Let's check out the answer, guys. Well, donkey and horse, because they can reproduce and have fertile offspring, while mules can't reproduce and have offspring. Alright, let's move on. Number 10. Xavier investigates chemical reaction. A. Xavier adds two colorless solutions together. She sees that a white solid is made. Name the process that happens when this white solid is made from the two solutions. Circle the correct answer. Is it alloying, decomposition, melting, or precipitation? Let's check out the answer. What is precipitation? Let's take a closer look of precipitation. This is an example of a two colorless solution, that is given sodium sulfate solution and barium chloride solution. When we mix them together, they will form a precipitate. We can see at the bottom of the test tube, barium and sulfate will form barium sulfate precipitation in solid state. Alright, that is the example of that question. Let's move on. Okay, now we are in 10b. Xavier now adds sodium hydroxide solution to dilute hydrochloric acid. Sodium hydroxide solution is an alkali. What happens to the pH of the dilute hydrochloric acid as the sodium hydroxide solution is added? Let's check out the answer, guys. So it increases as acid has low pH, and when sodium hydroxide is added, the pH increases. Explain because sodium hydroxide solution is has a high pH. Neutralizes the dilute hydrochloric acid, a substance which has low pH. Alright, let's move on. Now we are in question 11. Let's collect some information about gravity on different planets in the solar system. What is gravity? Let's check out the answer. Well, gravity is a force that pulls masses to one another. 2 marks from force, and then pulls to one another. Alright, let's move on. Now we are in 11b. Look at the information. Blessy collects the planet, and then relative mass, and then relative gravity here. Okay, the question is answered here. Write down the name of the planet that has greatest gravity. Greatest gravity we just see from here is the highest one is Jupiter. This is bonus question. Next, move on. Okay, now part 3. Write down a conclusion about the relationship between mass of planet and gravity. Include information from the table in your answer. Are you done with the answer, guys? If you need some more time to think, please pause this video. Well, here's the answer. So the more the mass of planet, the more gravity it has. So for example, since Mercury is a smallest planet and it has the least gravity here, and while the Jupiter the largest planet and it has the most gravity. Now we are in question 12. A research chemist investigates some compound. She wants to dissolve them in water and test the pH of the solution. Look at the table below showing the compounds. She uses and the hazard symbols: compound, sulfuric acid, hazard symbol, and description. Potassium nitrate, this is done for you, hazardous to the environment. Ethanol, and then mercury nitrate. So you have to fill 1, 2, 3 slot in blank. And alright, times given. Let's check out the answer, guys. Well, sulfuric acid, this is the symbol for corrosive. Ethanol is flammable. And mercury nitrate, this is the symbol for toxic or poisonous. Alright, let's move on to next. Question 13. Oliver investigates electricity. He makes an electrical circuit using different materials to complete the circuit. So, as we can see, lamp, material, and cell. He records his observation. Look at this table. Material: iron, steel, plastic, wood, rubber, graphite, aluminium. Does the lamp light? Yes for iron, no. Yes for steel. Plastic, no. Wood, rubber, no. Graphite and aluminium, yes and yes. Question A. Write down all the materials in the table that conduct electricity. Let's check out the answer, guys. So basically is iron, steel, graphite, aluminum, the one with yes. Alright, let's move on. Now we are in 13b, guys. Write down the name of the particle that flows through conductors. Let's check out the answer. Well, it's electrons. Electrons flow through the conductors. Next, well, 13c, write down the word used to describe materials that do not conduct electricity. Well, it's insulator. Alright. So B is electrons, C is insulator. Next, move on. As you can see in number 14, look at the incomplete food web. Here, the grasshopper feeds on grass, and the lizard feeds on grasshopper. The hawk feeds on snake, rabbit, and grasshopper, and lizard. That's the hawk. Now A, draw arrows to complete the food web. Let's check out the answer, guys. So here's the answer. Grasshopper feeds on grass. This arrow. Lizard feeds on grasshopper. This arrow. Hawk feeds on snake, rabbit, grasshopper, and lizard. Snake, rabbit, grasshopper, and lizard. So A is done. Now 7b. The hawk is a top predator and is not eaten by other predators. Write down 2 ways that energy from the hawk is returned to the grass. Let's check out the answer, guys. Well, the hawk disposes feces and urine to the ground. Number 2, the hawk dies and gets buried in the ground. So being decomposed. Today we have discussed Science Progression Test Stage 7, Past Paper 2023 Paper 1 for lower secondary. Check link in the description for other useful video, as we provide video from Stage 3 up to Stage 12, and also pre-college and calculus, and also there are so many mathematics quiz and science quiz. Okay, now subscribe and ring the bell so you'll be notified with our latest updates, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and share this video to your friends. And today's discussion is conducted by Study with Tuition Online. We cater for all the subject and syllabus. Email us if you are interested to join with our online tuition, and don't forget to like, and because it will encourage us to make more video like this. Bye bye, and God bless you.